Hello everyone and welcome to another custom figure showcase and another audio series custom figure showcase. I have made some updates, as you can see, to my audio series Daleks, but there is a reason I'm posting this today. It is not because yesterday's video was a April Fool's video. I am not in the least bit sorry for that. It was hilarious. But the reason I'm posting this today is, well, I'm recording this on April the 1st. You're going to see this on April the 2nd. However, today, April the 1st, Big Finish have revealed, and be perfectly honest, I'm still partly doubting that this could be real. I think it could be an April Fool's until it's actually released. However, for the sake of believing it's real for the moment, Big Finish have revealed the cover of Time War 4, Volume 4, which features Davros, which is brilliant because I love Davros, I'm glad he's back. But it features, it's Terry Malloy's Davros, but with Julian Bleach's chair. And basically it looks like it's going to be a sort of crossover story of where Davros sort of goes from classic to new, which is going to be fantastic to see. I can't wait to hear that, or at least hear it. It's going to be fantastic to hear. However, before Christmas, I decided that I would update my audio series Davros, because he is going to be in my next episode of my audio series. He's going to be one of the main characters in it. And obviously I use my custom figures to do cover art and things like that. And I decided that I wanted to update my Davros to make him look a bit more unique. Because I know a few other people I've sort of seen do sort of hybrids of classic and new series Davros. But it was something that I definitely wanted in my series to make my Davros really stand out and look different. And so as you can see, that's what I've done here. However, now Big Finish are doing that themselves, it would seem, and so I basically wanted to release this video today just to say I haven't ripped off Big Finish with this idea. I've come up with this idea independently of my own, and it's just clearly, you know, it's just parallel thinking basically seems to have gone on here. So, you know, I just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to rip off Big Finish's ideas. This is something I developed independently of my own, and it's just a coincidence that they now have decided to do it themselves. But, so here we have, to go on to my actual content now, here we have my standard drone, Davros, obviously, and then my Supreme. And some of you may notice the differences already, but I'll go over them first of all. So on the drone and on the Supreme, I have changed up the slats on the side to make them a bit more like the Remembrance slats, a bit wider. I've sculpted these on with Milliput. They're not perfect, but it looks right to me. I've also cast up some copies of the Resurrection, I think it's the Resurrection eyepiece, or the eyepiece that was a classic one anyway, just to make my Daleks look a little bit more different. I possibly have changed the gun to a classic one. I can't honestly remember if that was like that was before or not, but anyway. And then on the Supreme is basically just the Supreme. I am going to make some changes to Big Red, as he was known, the Supreme Controller. In the Series 1, I'm going to try and turn him into a normal Dalek, but this is just the standard Supreme, so I've got the globes around the neck piece, and again I've just changed up and put around more sort of half Remembrance slats, and then obviously we've cast up the eyepiece as well. But then Davros is the one I'm most pleased of, because essentially what I've done here is it's a bit of a combination of several different parts. We have a standard Dalek base with a normal wider base, but then I've added on some edges and ridges on the corners just to add a little bit of difference there. I've painted him up the same grey and black that he was in his standard chair that I had before. And then obviously we've got the new series chair piece, essentially, which is more or less all the same. The only things I've done on that is just repaint it. I've added black around the edges. I've painted a little bit of red on some of the switches on his chair, just to change those up a bit, and added some black lining to the shoulder guards, as it were. And then Davros himself is actually a classic Davros, which I've cut to fit into this chair. It doesn't work perfectly. His arm is a sort of little bit askew. You can see there's a little bit of a gap here on the edge of his arm. But then I've also added, I've changed up the headpiece. I have cut all the wires off and everything from around his face, and then I've also made the headpiece blue again, just to give it a bit of a different sort of slightly different look to you know, what we've seen before. And then obviously his hand as well, which is again, obviously that's something that the new series Davros has. Originally, again, I just liked that idea that he had, you know, a mechanical hand. I think that looks a lot more menacing, so that was just something again that was inspired by the new series, so that's sort of why I've had it onto my classic, my audio series Davros. And I even had it, those of you who've seen my video with the original Davros I made, you'll know that he had that as well, so that's something that's just sort of remained as standard. But I love the classic new series mix look. I think it makes Davros look a lot more imposing, because whilst he does look brilliant in his classic chair, he always sort of looked, he didn't look as imposing as the new series Davros does. The new series Davros has that much more Time War, almost tank-like look that the new series Daleks have, and so, you know, I really like the look of that, and so I sort of thought, well, what could I do, you know, to combine those two together, and that's what I've tried to do here, and obviously Big Finish have tried to do the same thing. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's come out on all the Daleks, you know, making updates to those. I've updated a few more audio series figures, which I will be showing in future videos. And as I said, you know, I'm currently working on well, I was currently working on releasing my next audio series episode, but obviously due to the lockdown, I'm slightly restricted in doing what I can, because obviously I'm relying on myself to do all the editing and recording, but then also other people have to, you know, I need other people to record lines, but obviously they have bigger priorities. So right now, doing my audio series, new episodes, is not a massive priority in the grand scheme of things. However, I am currently in the process of remastering my previous episodes to turn them into like one long episode rather than the 3-parters. So hopefully that's all going to come together, and we'll see how that all pans out. But that brings to a close another custom figure showcase. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it helps me out a lot. Be sure to click the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation, and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.